This is the most popular vitamin that exists, and unfortunately, you're not even using it right. Hey Wellness Warrior, I'm Dr. Zyrowski, and this incredibly powerful healing vitamin is going to be vitamin C. And the unfortunate part about it is that you're likely not even using it correctly. We're going to talk about how much vitamin C you actually should be taking regularly on a daily basis, what some of the symptoms are that you should watch out for a vitamin C deficiency, and then some really cool ways that you can use it therapeutically to really boost your health in a big way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And I want to talk about first, how much do you need? Now, according to the FDA, they say that you need 90 milligrams of vitamin C as a recommended daily allowance, and this is what they consider adequate. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear the word adequate, I think of basic survival. And I don't want to live in basic survival mode. I actually want to thrive. What amount of vitamin C do I need to be like in excellent health? That's what I want to know. So let's go ahead on a journey here and talk about all the different amounts that have been used in studies and what you actually need to do. Now, there was 31 studies, and what they did is they had individuals take 1 to 2 grams of vitamin C. And when these individuals were taking 1 to 2 grams of vitamin C, they were actually overcoming the flu much faster. We can think of that amount as maybe a reasonable way to actually overcome illness. Now, there was another study with 1,000 subjects, and what they had these individuals do is they took 1 gram of vitamin C per day. And they found that these people who were taking 1 gram of vitamin C per day were less likely to get sick. They were less likely to skip work because of illness. They were less likely to have the common flu and things like that even arise. It was obviously boosting their immune system. Now, what becomes even more interesting as we go through this journey is there was a guy by the name of Dr. Linus Pauling, and essentially what he did is he looked at vitamin C and studied it for 25 years. And his interest was, how much vitamin C do you need to really thrive? And through his research, essentially what he found is that you need about 400 milligrams of vitamin C per day, and this was going to be the optimal amount of vitamin C needed. So as you can see here, the FDA says 90 milligrams, which they actually just boosted it up. It was lesser amounts than that. The FDA says 90 milligrams, but according to a lot of the research out there, we need way more. And I'm going to trust this guy who says 400 milligrams a day will do it for you. What are some of the symptoms you might want to look out for to see if you even have a vitamin C deficiency, or maybe you'd benefit from more? Well, there's going to be things like bleeding gums, poor immunity. Maybe you're getting sick often and not recovering well. If you have a lot of painful joints, if you have slow wound healing, do you get a cut, a scratch, and it just doesn't seem to ever heal quickly? Do you get a lot of bruising? And also, is your skin quality poor? Vitamin C plays a huge role in your connective tissue in keeping your skin healthy. So this is the symptoms we should watch out for, but now let's talk about how you can use vitamin C therapeutically in order to really improve and heal your body. So the first thing I want to look at is a vitamin C flush. Now, a vitamin C flush basically can be used if you're dealing with a lot of fatigue, if you're dealing with some gut issues, or if you just find that you're sick and you need to get yourself better. Well, what is a vitamin C flush? A vitamin C flush is where you're going to take around 1 to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C hourly until you hit saturation point in your body. Now, how do you know if you hit saturation point? Well, you'll know because you'll start to get loose stool. In fact, some people will even use this as a way to help them with constipation. Taking 1 to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C hourly until you start to hit that saturation point and you get loose stool, this is considered a vitamin C flush. I actually use this often at the end of a fast in order to really help somebody cleanse their gut. So I like using a vitamin C flush in order to help people overcome many of the different symptoms we talked about. And this is something that you can easily do. Now, what I like to use with a vitamin C flush is what's referred to as a buffered vitamin C powder. It has some minerals in it. It's a little bit easier on your gut. I'll put some resources in the description below to not only a bioflavonoid infused vitamin C that I use regularly, but also to a buffered vitamin C that I would use if I was going to do a vitamin C flush. Now, as we move through this topic of vitamin C, it has been used very successfully in cancer therapy. Now, what's so interesting about using vitamin C as a cancer therapy is that you need really high doses. They're using about 1 to 200 grams 3 times per week in order to help people overcome cancer. Now, there's these natural oncology centers where they're doing these IV therapies of vitamin C. Well, why do they have to be vitamin C, and why can't you just take huge doses orally? Well, simply because we just learned through this vitamin C flush that the gut has a certain tolerance level that it just can't absorb a whole bunch of vitamin C at once. And once you reach that high tolerance level, it's just going to cause a lot of loose stool and not make you feel too great if you were to continue to push into that limit of a really, really high dose for extended periods of time. And so the body wouldn't even accept it orally. So these oncology centers are using IV therapy in order to help starve out the cancer. Now, does vitamin C just go in and obliterate cancer like through some very mysterious method? No, it's actually very scientifically proven how this happens. It actually cuts off its energy supply by changing its metabolic function, starving it of the sugar that cancer needs to survive. So vitamin C therapy has been successfully used and still is successfully used daily in order to help people naturally overcome this issue. Now, another reason you would use high doses of vitamin C is if you're sick. Now, as we learned over here in some of these studies that they were taking 1 to 2 grams, but many doctors recommend anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 milligrams, which would be 3 to 5 grams of vitamin C daily is the best amount in order to overcome sickness and illness. So if you get the flu, you have a fever, something like that, you start boosting up your vitamin C to those high amounts. And remember, you'd want to spread that out because as we learned with the vitamin C flush, if you take too much vitamin C in a short period of time, you'll reach saturation point and it'll cause some distress in your gut and cause loose stool. That has a purpose if you're doing the vitamin C flush, but if you're not trying to accomplish that, you don't want to. So this is the reason you would take high doses of vitamin C. Personally, I go and take around 500 to 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily. That's what I do personally. As I mentioned, I think that 400 milligrams is completely fine if you want to stick at that level. Now we can use these higher doses between 3,000 and 5,000 milligrams if we're sick or we're trying to get some more therapeutic levels of vitamin C. If you enjoyed this video, I'm Dr. Nick Zyrowski, and I think you'll like this one over here next.